events and issues shaping our community. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
This is Children's Week in Tallahassee, and we, of course, are here at our post in the plaza of the state capitol. Hi, I'm Spiro Canton here for Comcast Newsmakers. We thank you for joining us. Our guest this hour, Senator Dave Aronberg from District 27. If you're wondering where that is, that's western Palm Beach County, all the way over to Bonita Springs and Fort Myers. You traverse the state, don't you?
Put a lot of miles on my car,
I bet you did a lot of windshield time.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. And I know that you're involved in higher education, the committee there. This year, I suppose, this third year in a row, we've seen budget deficits take place, and you had your work cut out for you, didn't you?
It's a challenge. You know, every family's tightening their belts, and so the state of Florida is no different. And that's why, though, when it comes to education, you need to make that the top priority. We need to keep the doors of access open to everyone who wants an advanced degree, and hopefully we can do that in this year's budget. One thing we need to preserve is Bright Futures, which is extremely popular, and rightly so. It's where our lottery money goes, and we need to make sure that is there to stay. There have been some attempts to dramatically slash it. The program itself is in trouble, but I think this year we have the right balance. We have a bill that will mend it, but not end it.
A lot of issues facing the Senate and the House this year. One of the things, I guess, was the fact that we still had stimulus money this year that was used to plug in a lot of holes. Let me ask you, what happens next year when that stimulus money isn't here?
Yeah, you can't use non-recurring dollars to cover recurring costs. And so that's what's so scary about our budget situation, is that not only do we have deficits, but we filled those deficits last year using federal stimulus dollars, and we're filling some of it this year using federal stimulus dollars. What are we going to do when that's not here? And so what we need to do is a full review of our tax code, because right now our tax system is pretty unsustainable, I think, for the 21st century. We have so many loopholes and special interest tax breaks. If we're going to fund our state's needs properly, you need to have a full review to make sure that the special interest loopholes are closed and you can have real fair property tax relief across the board, because right now it seems that just a few are paying the bulk of our taxes.
Is that what you see happening during the interim between now and next session?
No.
No?
No, unfortunately, no. I don't believe the legislature right now will address what to me is one of the biggest issues facing our state, our tax structure. So that eventually will have to be done, but I don't see it done this year.
It's an election year.
It's an election year, and
that's
so
one of the big reasons,
it's a very
right?
tough issue to tackle. Yeah.
And it's not very popular, I would suspect, with many people, especially the ones that out there that are having a tough time with the economics the way it is right now.
Well, you don't want to raise taxes during a recession, and I'm not calling for tax increases. I think, though, what you can do is have a fairer system. Right now, the burden, you have property taxes, which are still high. Mm-hmm. That's because you have a lot of the money going to special interest tax breaks that benefit just a few, because someone has a good lobbyist up here. You know, if you make our system fairer, most people, working people, will pay less. So I think you can make a better system than what we have right now.
So the question is, where does the money come from next year? I guess you'll be looking for new sources of revenue.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, there are no easy answers. I mean, gaming revenue is something out there where we're going to have a compact with the Seminole tribe, and that'll bring in some new dollars to the state. Mm-hmm. But unless you review all this tax exemptions and figure out how to adjust our tax system for the 21st century, you're going to have this same problem every year: how to pay for higher education, how to make non-recurring dollars work for recurring needs. So that's why we need to address some of these real tough issues.
What do you think is going to happen with the drilling for oil off the state coast?
I don't think it's going to happen this year. I think right now people are concerned with near-shore drilling when you're just as close as 1 to 3 miles offshore. I think, you know, it's proven that it won't lower our gas prices. It's proven that the military, it affects their training exercises. Also, it's a national security risk when you don't know who's going to be drilling just offshore. Is it going to be the Chinese? Who else? So we need to really have to slow down this rush to drill, baby drill. I like to look at all different sources of energy, but I don't want this to be rushed through because the consequences can be so great.
Okay, drill, baby, drill. I like that. Okay. Senator Dave Aronberg from District 27, our guest this hour on Comcast Newsmakers as we come to you from Tallahassee and the plaza of the state capitol. I'm Spiro Canton. Thanks for joining us.